Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I decided today would be a good time to talk about YouTube haters and trolls and how you can deal with them. There's kind of two parts here. For one, you have the comments themselves, and then for two, you have the user themselves. And we're going to actually address both of those. And the reason I brought this up is because anytime I get a video that's pretty popular, 30,000 views in 2 weeks, I get a lot of mixed comments. You're not going to please everybody. I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you're going to put yourself out there and put content out on YouTube, that if you make videos that become popular, you are going to run into people who are going to give you a thumbs down, that are going to be rude, some of them downright hateful. Some of them are going to troll you. And those are slightly different things. Here's kind of how I break that up. You'll get a comment that may be rude or hateful, and then you'll get a comment that's someone trolling you, looking to trigger you, looking to get into an argument, looking to get a banter going back and forth between you and them where they can get under your skin and aggravate you. So let's talk about the kinds of comments, what you can do with them, and the different approaches to what you should do. And there are different opinions about this. I'm going to tell you first and foremost, it's your channel, it's your mental health, it's your happiness, however you want to phrase it. So you have to do what's right for you. And this is how I look at it and how I think about it based on my experience with over 1 million views on YouTube now. So that's where I come from. Now this video is not flashy. I'm not one of those big channels that are going to tell you how to get 1,000 subscribers in 6 months or 3 weeks or whatever. I'm just going to share with you my experiences and how I deal with things. So first off, it's important to remember when you get a comment, even if it upsets you or may come across as being rude or hateful, it may not be meant that way. You got to remember, YouTube is a global platform. I get comments from people in Europe, from India, from China, a lot of Australia, Canada. The biggest geography for my channel is US, then Canada and Australia and Europe, and then some of the Asian countries and things like that. As an example, I did a video talking about Harley Davidson, and someone from India said Harley Davidson sucks. Well, they weren't trying to troll me or get under my skin or argue with me. They actually are a fan of Harley Davidson. But through conversation with them, because I took the time to reply to them, I discovered they meant the Harley Davidsons built in India suck, and that they're having manufacturing problems, and their people are having to take them back in for warranty repairs within the first year and things like that. Things I don't typically see or hear about here in the US from people who are buying Harley Davidsons that are built in the US. Now, I can't say how accurate his information is and what he's basing that on other than his personal experience and his friend's personal experience, but he wasn't saying Harley Davidson sucks as a brand or as a company. He was saying the Harley Davidsons that were built in India suck compared to other models built in India, and that they're having problems with them. And because of the language barrier, it took 3 or 4 replies going back and forth to kind of get that understanding of what he meant, because he didn't speak English as a native language. He didn't know how to phrase that and put it into a sentence structure that kind of put that all out there at once. But he didn't mean it hateful or trolling, but it could have been perceived that way immediately. My first suggestion to do is when you get a comment, try to think and not react. If it angers you or pisses you off, take a day before you respond to it. Now, obviously, if there's just downright hateful, rude comments and it pisses you off and you want to react, by all means. But I mean, if there might be room for, I guess what I'm looking for is interpretation. Maybe they didn't mean it the way you took it, then wait. I got hateful comments. I get people who tell me, I was talking about the Harley Davidson models that are being cut, and they said the first thing should be because your ugly beard. I've had people say people with long beards have bad hygiene. Personal attacks like that. And those kind of people I deal with right off the bat in a specific way, and we'll get into that. But there's no room for interpretation there. They're looking to insult me, to be rude. That's not the kind of comment I'm talking about when I say maybe wait and think about it and then respond. You kind of have 3 ways of dealing with the comment. You can ignore it, you can delete it, or you can respond to it. Sometimes you can ignore it for 24 hours Go back, reread it, see how you feel about it. If it still pisses you off or you disagree with it, then respond or go ahead and delete it if you don't feel it warrants a response. But sometimes when you respond, you can take what began as a negative engagement and turn it into a positive engagement. You also need to remember every comment on a video from YouTube's perspective is engagement. They don't have any context to know if the comment is good or bad. They don't read the comments and know, oh, this guy's just being a troll or whatever else. So a negative comment is just a comment to YouTube. So engagement on your videos is good from YouTube's perspective, from the algorithm's perspective, but it's not necessarily good for your mental health. And if you can separate that stuff out and not let it bother you, just leave the comment or ignore it. If you have a big enough channel, you may find that other people who are loyal fans of your channel may respond to that comment and defend their position or your position on a particular topic. The next thing you can do is you can just remove the comment. So you can ignore it, and that might happen, or you can remove it. And if you remove the comment, nobody sees it. It's removed. It doesn't exist. Basically, it doesn't count as an engagement into the video or anything else. I think you hide the comment technically, and if you hide the comment, then the comment is still there. The person who made the comment doesn't know it was removed. They just feel like they got ignored. Now, some people think that's the right thing to do, because a lot of times when people make a hateful comment or they're trolling you, they're looking for attention. They're looking to piss you off. They want attention. Kind of like a kid throwing a fit in the store and wanting a toy, and if you don't buy the toy, they throw a bigger fit. Well, if you buy the toy to shut them up, then they learn that behavior gets them what they want, and they continue to do so. If you ignore them, then eventually they'll quit because they're not getting what they want from that behavior. You're not reinforcing that behavior is acceptable. When you get into a debate with someone who's trying to piss you off, you are to some degree reinforcing that behavior is acceptable. Now, I've done it. I've got into a debate. I try not to let it get personal, or anything like that. That's where I draw the line on things. But, I had a video about questioning whether YouTubers are becoming shills. And I had a guy say I was a shill because I had affiliate links in my description. And I said, well, being a shill is about being a dishonest representative of a product or something like to falsely trick people into buying or something else, a product. I said, having affiliate links is not that. It's, for me, it could be someone says, oh, what windshield is that? And I say, hey, there's a link to it in my description. And I don't have to go look up the link and send it to them or put it in the comments or something like that. It's not always about that. And yeah, they are affiliate links. And so if people use them, it helps support the channel. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm not, begging people to go out and click the affiliate links. They're there if they want to support the channel. If they don't, that's fine. Some conversation or debate could lead to a positive interaction in the end. Some are not. If you can tell it's not, then my suggestion and the way I handle it is I just cut it off. If you hide the comment, then the comment is there, but they don't know why anybody's not responding to it. I think that's a pretty good solution. If someone's really absolutely hateful, I remove the comment and I will hide the user from the channel. So that's the second part of this. You can deal with the comment. You can also deal with the user if it's warranted. I try not to hide people from my channel. That basically they still see the channel. They can still watch the videos and they can still comment. It's not the same thing as like banning them. You just don't see their interaction. Nobody else on your channel sees their interaction. Only they know they commented on that video. They're the only one that sees it. Nobody else even sees their comment or knows they watched the video. And I think that's a pretty good solution. In some ways, I wish you could ban people and they knew they were banned and they couldn't even watch your videos. But that's not in YouTube's financial best interest, so they don't want to do that. They instead hide that. And hiding someone from the channel is okay because they really can't do any harm. You no longer know they're there. You can undo that also. You can go into the settings and you can remove a user that you have hidden and allow them to come back. And as I understand it, their comments and things will all show back up eventually as well once you do that. When I hide someone from the channel, it's because they are just absolutely being rude or saying something that if they said to me in person, I would probably punch them in their mouth. And that's kind of my gauge. If someone said that to me in person, what would I do? if it would make me want to punch them in their mouth or make me go ahead and punch them in their mouth right then and there, then that's pretty much an automatic, you're off the channel. I hide the user, I'm done with them. I'm not going to allow them to interact with me or with other people in my audience, because I have seen people who will argue and start personal attacks with other people who are on your channel. And what's going to happen is if they're trolling your channel and they're arguing with your audience all the time, your audience is probably going to stop watching your videos because they don't want to have to hear this person, comments on and replies to their comment every time, and it be a negative feed and a negative draw off their interaction with your channel. So that's kind of it. I mean, think about it before you remove it. You can always, just ignore it for a day, come back to it. If it really pisses you off, you can hide it. If you think it warrants a response and maybe you can turn it into a positive engagement, then respond. Generally, my rule is, if I try and respond and turn it into a positive engagement or something like that, and they come back immediately with another negative or hateful comment or something else, then I'm done. I just remove them and go on. You have to think about it this way. You only have so many hours and minutes and seconds in a day, and so many days in a month, and so many months in a year, and so many years in your life. And do you want to waste them arguing with some troll over the internet, or do you want to do something positive with it that makes you happy? If you guys dig this, then go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the channel. We'll talk about more things and my experiences on YouTube going forward in the future. Thanks.